Max, go downstairs. Oh man, why does this confetti every freaking time this confetti's blowing up? I gotta figure this confetti out. I don't know why this keeps happening. All right, everybody, we are on day 6. Oh, it was in my ear. All right, we're on day 6 of Advent of Cyber, and it is if you can't find nice malware to use, I'm not going to. Or if I can't find nice malware to use, I'm not going to. All right, there we go. So let's pop over to the story and let's get started, because this is going to be a quick room. And then the plan is we're going to get off of YouTube and we're going to go over and have some crazy fun over on Twitch. And we're going to do the DJ stream and we're going to have all kinds of lights and stuff going crazy. It'll be a lot of fun. Somebody asked me if I was going to do Christmas music. We're not going to do Christmas music. We're going to do something fun and crazy. All right. So we've got the story for tonight. Let me pull this up. Got all my stuff. All right. So we are on day 6. And as we read into the story, we find out that Mayor Malware is realizing that his trail has been uncovered by Glitch and McSkiddy. But he's going to remain unfazed because he believes that he's got malware that is undetectable. He feels that he's built this malware and it's undetectable, and he's going to throw it out there. But first, he wants to make sure that it is undetectable. So what he's going to do, he's going to go grab a sandbox and go play in that sandbox with that malware and make sure that when that malware gets opened up on the sandbox, that it can't get detected. So here's what we're going to use today. We're going to use a sandbox, and we'll talk about what that is. We're going to use some YARA rules. We're going to use the mayor's malware. We're going to learn a little bit about detection evasion, and we're going to jump into something we've already seen already, which is CyberChef. We'll use CyberChef, okay? Let me pull this down, scroll through here. So we'll see that our learning objectives today is analyze malware behavior within a sandbox. We're going to explore YARA rules. We're going to learn about various malware evasion techniques that I already talked about. And then at the end of this, we're going to implement an evasion technique to try and bypass those YARA rules for detection. Let me go ahead and start this machine. I hadn't started it yet, and it looks like I am already on the VPN. Perfect. I'm going to get rid of that split. We are going to use RDP. We're gonna remote desktop into this machine. We are not going to use there it goes. We're not going to use the attack box. All right. So we'll wait for that to come up, and while that comes up, let's talk about sandboxes. So for those of you that don't know, there is a thing that we like to call as a sandbox. So when we were kids, we all played inside that sandbox, right? We were all in there, all the sand, parents scream at you, keep the sand in the sandbox. So that's the idea, is when you go to this sandbox, it's a machine that nothing escapes from, okay? So we talk about, when we're talking about a sandbox, what we're talking about is a machine that we can take that malware, throw it on that machine, blow it up, and then run different techniques on it to see if we can't determine what is actually going on with that malware. So is it obfuscated? Is it not obfuscated? Where's it putting something? Does our EDR pick it up? What we're doing with this sandbox is we're basically running blue teams on there to make sure that we have the ability to pull out of that sandbox and go to our normal machines, go into our network, and be able to detect or write rules to detect when this thing, when and if it were to get into our network. All right. So Mayor Malware knows that he needs his malware to check for a sandbox. Because what happens is if you actually run on some things, if you actually run malware on a sandbox, you can detect it. But what people have, or what adversaries have determined is, hey, now we see that these blue team people are using these sandboxes. So, did somebody subscribe? I just had lights go off crazy in here. All right. Where was that? Oh, sandboxes. So if you're blowing up malware on a sandbox, they can obfuscate that malware and make it so the malware checks to see if it's actually on a sandbox, because there are specific things in sandboxes that malware can check for. Are there specific registry files? Are there specific attempts of running and so forth? That's what we see here. So in here, where it's got detecting sandboxes, what it says on here is Mayor Malware has settled it on one technique to check if there's a directory of C/programs or program files is present by querying the registry path HKey local machine, or HKLM, HKey local machine software, Microsoft Windows current version. So you can see if you get all the way down to current version, what it's saying is that program files, this value can be confirmed by visiting the registry path within the registry as shown below. So we see that in here. And we can open that up and we'll do that in just a second. In fact, let's make sure. Here we go. Got my box open. Let's change. No, that's not going to work. Come on. We got to edit this. All right, while that opens up, yes, I'll accept this certificate. While this opens up, oh, come on. There we go. So instead of going through all of this in here, let's go ahead and get into that sandbox and see where that file is. Can we open it up? There we go. This is one thing that we love. Is just how slow this thing is. All right, so HKey local machine, and then we want to go to software. Where is it at? Microsoft. Windows. Current version. And see, now we've got in here under current version, we've actually got our rules in here. Oop. So we've got our program directory file in here, program files. So we see what they were showing on here. So here's what the programming language looks like that old Mayor Malware has. You don't have to understand this. This is written in C. But what we do see in here is at the top of here, we see the registry path of HKey local machine software, Microsoft Windows current version, and the program files directory. So you can tell that this, in his malware program, he's actually looking for that. Is that here? Is this present? And if it is, then what I want you to do is I don't want you to run malware. I just want you to stay still. Don't do anything. It's basically what he's got going on. Where is my mouse is like stuck in here. Let me blow this up. All right, now we got, man, I don't know what was going on. All right, this is a shit stream right now. Let me move my up here to the top. All right, so we've looked at this so far. So we talked about this already. We don't need to worry about the actual C programming. All we need to know is we need to know that right here is what his program is looking for. Okay. So what's the deal here? So Mayor Malware, he understands and knows that McSkiddy loves his YARA rules, right? So we kind of talked about YARA yesterday a little bit, but to go over it, YARA allows us to create a rule to show patterns, to identify whether or not something's malware. It can identify and classify malware, right? We can use strings, we can use file headers, we can look for specific behaviors that are going on. YARA can go out and scan files or processes and find all kinds of different matches for that, and then give us an alert on that. What the mayor doesn't think is he doesn't think that his malware will be detected by these YARA rules. He thinks that McSkiddy doesn't necessarily know how to write YARA rules very well. So what he wants to do is he wants to go in and make sure by writing his own YARA rule, can his malware be detected? Okay. Let me make sure this is up. Did this come up? All right, we're good. So we're going to use PowerShell throughout this. So let's go ahead and pull PowerShell up. Let's make sure. Can I get this bigger? Let's make it bigger. That's not big enough. I want y'all to be able to really see it. There we go. All right. So we've got these. Mayor Malware's got his YARA rule. So what we want to do is we want to check out the rule, right? And what we need to do is we need to understand what the actual YARA rule does. So let's go back over here and let's go through this. What can YARA do? So in this rule that Mayor Malware has done, he's written a rule that says, let's detect if there's a sandbox. So we've got meta, we've got our description, we got our, and right here, what it's doing is it's looking for that same file, and we can look at this. So let's understand these contents. The strings in this section up here at the top. So we have, we've got our condition here for CMD. So our command right in here, and that's our string that we're going to be looking for. So can we find this and then run it? And then if it does, this is going to point back. All right. Let's see. Keep on. So for his testing, Mayor Malware has set up a one function script that runs YARA rule logs for our true positive. So YARA matches and so forth. We can open up PowerShell. So let's go ahead and open up PowerShell on the box. Done that. And let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. So if we go to CD tools, let's get, come on. Now we're in our tools, and what we want to run is we want to run Jingle Bells. That is what's in here. And we'll run that. And now that we've got that running, this YARA rule will continue to run. We see that we've got no events in our syslog. It's monitoring everything, but it's found 0 events right now. Okay. So what we want to do is let's see if we can't kick this off and create a rule or create an incident. So we need to now navigate to our folder where we've got our malware on our sandbox. I believe it's in C. That's C tools. Look at all this in here. So now here's our malware. And we've created malware called Merry Christmas.exe. So let's go ahead and run that. Let's see what happens. And we see that once that malware, so what we just saw here by running the malware, if that malware was downloaded, so let's say Mayor Malware sent a phishing email that pointed to a server, and that server then downloaded this to our machine and ran it. What just happened is by setting up our YARA rule on here, that's kind of our EDR, okay? So we kind of tested out our EDR to see if it's going to find it. And what happened was when it ran on here, the YARA rule found it, and it's popped up and says, oh, we found a malicious command detected by, and we've got the THM glitch was here notification, right? So that's what's running on our YARA rule. Perfect. Now we've got our first flag here. So let's go back over, because in this room there's only 2 flags. Let's go back over here. There's a lot of reading and a long one, but we've only got a couple of let's see, I don't know if I can actually, we're gonna have to type this whole thing in, or is there a way for me to copy this? Let me hit okay here. So it logged it to this file, so let's actually go pull this up. Perfect. Now we should be able to nah, damn. I didn't put it in there. Great. So now I actually have to type this whole thing. All right, so let's run Merry Christmas one more time and get this flag pop up again. All right, so THM is this going to work? Yes. All right, perfect. All right, so now that we've run our YARA rule, Mayor Malware has realized that YARA rules are pretty powerful, right? Realize that his malware, if it's run on these machines, McSkiddy will find it. So it's not as secretive as he believes that it is. So now what he needs to do is, what should we do now? How can we evade these YARA rules, or how can we evade this EDR? We need to put something in there. So now, since these YARA rules have detected it, what can we do to figure that, to evade it? So one thing that we see a lot of, and if anybody has ever watched John Hammond out there, you see when he tears down something on his YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of times stuff gets put in base 64. Okay, so that's what Mayor Malware wants to do. Mayor Malware says, you know what? I know what we can do. Let's go obfuscate this. Let's obfuscate it, and let's put base 64 coding in there and lock it out. So he goes and he creates his new executable, and he encodes PowerShell with base 64. So this is his base 64 command that he encodes it with. Let me copy this whole thing. And let's open up CyberChef here. I know I've not been going back and forth with chat. I've been kind of on top of it because I want to really get done with this tonight and go have some fun. I see we've got Rhonda's in here. Brent B's up in the house. Mariana Albright's here. RMcast, always here every night. Perfect. All right, so on screen right now, we have CyberChef. We've looked at CyberChef before. We did defanging. We defanged the URL. Remember, I sat here and was trying to defang the IP address with the URL part until Joseph said, hey, idiot, you realize what you're doing. You're trying to defang an IP address with defanging URL. So, on me. What we're going to do is we copied that base 64 code. Let's go ahead and dump that base 64 code in here so we can see, here's our base 64 code, and we've got our output. Now, with CyberChef, we can turn something into base64 code, or we can look at it from base64 code. So if we grab over here and we're going to do from base64, now we see that we've got kind of what we saw last time when we used this. We see we've got stuff in here, and then to kind of clear all the red marks, all the null bytes in here, we can come in here and type in null bytes, and we say, let's remove those null bytes. And now we see once again that what Mayor Malware has done is by taking this base64 coding, right? So by taking this base64 coding here, he set it up within his malware so that our YARA rule, which is very specific, right? The YARA rule is specific into looking for this, right? That YARA rule will not find that. And the reason the YARA rule won't find it is because instead of actually having this path in place in the malware, we now have a path in here that's encoded in base64, right? So the YARA rules, it's going to skip right past it and it's going to go right on in because it's now obfuscated. All right, so once we've run that, let's come back over to our box and let's see what happens if we run the obfuscated rule. We've got, if we look in our box where we had our, let's click on here, let's get out of this. We go back to our file, and now we see we've got Merry Christmas.exe, and we've also got Merry Christmas OBF or obfuscation.exe. So now you can see the difference, a little bit of difference in our size, right? Because that obfuscation adds a lot more text. So we got a little bump up in our size here. So let's go ahead and run this. And we don't get anything. We get no errors. It went right on through. Our YARA rule didn't find it. And guess what? Now Mayor Malware is happy. He can go run this out and not have a problem and be good. But what he doesn't realize is, even though it's been obfuscated, for every tool that the red team has, the blue team has another tool. And a tool that we're going to use, I think John Cena says it the best, or he does it the best. Let's take a look at what John Cena does here. That's right. We got Floss, people. We've got Floss. We can use Floss to tear down that obfuscation. So let's take a look at what Floss is. So we've got our CyberChef here. So beware of Floss, Mayor Malware, because the blue team is coming and we're ready for it. So Floss in itself, while things can be obfuscated, and obfuscation is helpful for somebody that's putting out malware, we also need to know what tools out there can be used to obfuscate from the obfuscation of malware binaries. One such tool is Floss. All right, a powerful developed tool by Mandiant that functions similarly to the Linux strings tool, but is optimized for malware analysis, making it ideal for revealing any concealed details. So let's try out Floss. So let's go ahead and let's right click on here. Let's copy this and let's check out Floss. See, try out Floss, open PowerShell, and enter the following command. So let's do that. We'll run a new one. Let's go ahead and type that in. Oh. Hey. All right. That, let's see, what does it say? The term Floss not recognized. All right. Let's do, let's get into it, and then let's redo this. Let's see, what am I seeing on here? Trying to check chat. I see something about base 64. Somebody asking questions. Base 64 times 20. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I said that before. Yeah, if you obfuscate it, right? In base 64 and obfuscate base 64 into base 64 and do it multiple times, you can do that, but then you're gonna have to rip it out as you untangle your malware to run it. Let's see this. So we now see Floss is extracting the strings, analyzing the program. While that runs, we'll go back over here and read. So it says, once we've run that, the command scans the strings in the binary Merry Christmas.exe. If any hard-coded variables were found in the malware, Floss will find them. The pipe symbol redirects. So we have our pipe symbol right here. Let's see if I can get a arrow here. So we have our pipe symbol right here. That redirects that output to tools.malstrings.txt. So we can go open that and check it out. So we'll save it there. Once the command is open, malstrings.txt, then we can try and find and search for Mayor Malware, see if there's a flag in there. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go look for our final flag in this. So what do we got? Tools and malstrings. So it looks like it did a full extraction, found a whole bunch of stuff. 54 seconds. Let's go ahead and let's close this. Let's go back over the tools, and here's our mal string. So let's open it up, and we can search. Let's search for. Hey, search. We're gonna search for try hack me, and there's our final clue down here for today. The rest of this is a story, and we'll go through and read it. But let's go ahead and put our. There we go. Now the room is done for today. Like I said, quick and easy room, but there's still a lot to this room. So let's go ahead and kind of walk through what we got in here. So we've used Floss, right? And we've gone ahead and opened everything up. We've got our we've got the strings out. We're able to find obfuscation. Now what they're going to go and talk about using YARA rules and Sysmon. So Sysmon, for those of you who don't know, Sysmon is a tool from Microsoft sysinternals, something you want to put in all your machines. It continuously monitors and logs the system actively across all reboots. The Windows service provides detailed event data on process creation, network connections, and files, so forth. A YARA rule, so you can actually set up a YARA rule so we can actually look at Sysmons. A YARA rule will look for the events. So we have event ID 1, process created for this to work. There are many entries within Sysmon log for to make it easier to find events that we're looking for. We will apply a custom filter using event record ID. Then we can see in the log of YARA matches.txt located in tools. All right, so it says let's open up another PowerShell script and do get content. There's a lot. So like I said before, the room is done, but there's a lot at the end of this. Just kind of going and showing you how to look through logs, find different things. Let's close this out. So if we do get content on, in fact, you know what? Let's clear the screen and let's rerun this. So you'll see in here that this is what's in the YARA. What is it? In the YARA, all the YARA matches. So in our YARA matches, we can see the results: sandbox, user administrator, app data. We got temporary in here. We see that the registry query has been run multiple times, right? That's really all we're looking for in here. So you should get similar outputs. We've got this event ID. So now it says we can note, so we can go into the Windows Event Viewer, which we've already got up down here. So let's go ahead and open up the event viewer. And I believe, let's see, where are we going? We want to go to the event viewer. Ooh. So with the Windows Event Viewer, go to Applications and Service Logs, go to Microsoft Windows, Sysmon, and Operational. So Application, come on, Application, Service Logs. Now I'm trying to do this from memory. Wait, there's supposed to be something operational. Oh, Sysmon Operation, okay. Been a long day, been a long day. There we go, Sysmon operational. So now, wait, this out of the way. Let's pull this in. There we go. All right. So which one is it wanting us to look for? So now we've got this event record. You should see a window like this. So continue by navigating to filter current log. And what event does it want us to put in here? Navigate to the XML and tick on the checkbox, edit query manually. Where are we at? Navigate to XML, click on the checkbox, edit query manually, click yes. Why am I not seeing that? I must have missed something somewhere. I do not see what they're talking. What are they talking about? Let's go back up and read. Filter the current log. So I want to filter the current log. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not filtering. Filter current log. Idiot. XML. Edit query. And which one are they wanting us to replace event record value with the one you recorded before? Apply the filter by clicking OK. So now we need to get that. Let's get that ID. QT in the Climb Vault. Subscribe to the channel. Hopefully y'all heard that explosion, because I heard it in my ears. I do not see the same thing that they've got on here. This is one thing So filter current log, XML, edit query manually. Yes, I want to edit it. I guess we can just copy this. We're gonna copy and paste. Copy, paste, copy, paste. And then we want to get that event record. Let's grab that. There we go. Now we actually see that specific event. And we see it's command.exe where it's running under that specific query, that specific version. User AOC under the sandbox. To replace the record details after the filter has been, after you've clicked on that, now you see the related event from the malware. So we already talked about that. So it's now it says never give up. So see, a lot of this was just looking at a different way to look at the logs. So never give up. His malware, it seemed, wasn't quite ready for town. There are watchers and scanners and rules by the ton. If I'm not careful, they'll catch all my fun. So Mayor Malware has now leaned back in his seat, tapping his fingers thoughtfully on the table, and he realizes that all of his research has revealed an unsettling truth, that his malware, although cunning, is detectable. It's not ready for the wild. There are too many tools and too many vigilant eyes, analysts armed with YARA rules, Sysmon, and a host of detection techniques that could expose his creation before it has a chance to spread. As he clenched his fist and in a determined glint in his eye, just a little more fine-tuning, he murmured. He would study, adapt, and evolve his malware until it was truly undetectable. When the time was right, he would unleash it upon an unsuspecting SOC team, striking them when it's least expected. So you know when that strike's going to happen. It's going to happen in the middle of the night. All right, but for now, he would wait, watch, plan, and he was perfecting his craft in the shadows. All right, I'm going to swing over to here. I am going to throw in chat. Look, this room is fast, quick, easy. I know it's 7:53. I started a little late, but here's what I'm going to do. We are done with this. I am going to shut this down. We're going to close this. Oh, wait, I don't want to close this out yet. FedEx in the house? Yep, FedEx is in the house. Looks like we got about 11 people in here. I am going... I don't know if all of you have it. In fact, let me pull it up. In fact, let me shut this down first. Where's... We'll shut this down. We're going to close that out, and then I am going to pull this up, and we're going to go to... This is where the party's going to happen. I'm going to put this in chat. And for anybody that wants to come hang out, they can. I am going to... This is what I'm going to do. I talked about this last night. I'm going to set up the DJ stream, but I'm going to do it over on Twitch. So I've got to sign off of here because we're on YouTube. I've got to change some things around on here, and then I'm going to go live on Twitch. But I'm not going to go live and be ready to do all of our DJing and everything. So you're going to see how the sausage is made, so to say. I'm going to put everything together while I'm live streaming so y'all can see just how much it takes to get a DJ stream up and going and have all our interactions. So if you guys want, you can click on that. I'm going to sign off of here. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, and it'll be on Twitch. So look, 5 minutes. We're going to come on at 8 o'clock. There's going to be a whole bunch of people at Twitch whether or not they're in my stream or not, I don't know, but there's a ton of people that get on Twitch. There are some fantastic people that stream over on Twitch. There's some fantastic DJs. There's actually some fantastic cybersecurity stuff that's over on Twitch as well. You come over there, hang out, meet some people, because I can guarantee you the people that you're going to meet over there might not have anything to do with cybersecurity. They're going to be, they're going to see that I went live, because I have not gone live in a long time as a DJ on here. And as soon as I go live, we're going to see people pop in probably that I haven't seen in months. So you guys jump on that stream. I'm going to tear this down. I'm going to make some room. In fact, I think I brought this up last night. I'm going to make some room. You guys are going to, you're going to see, where's my board here? You're going to see a camera here. This camera's going to have my DJ board here. We're going to crank down the lights. We're going to have all of the lights in the back going crazy. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be just like you were at a club. You know, we can be 40. I'm 45. We can be 45 and have a club at home, not have to go outside. So, oh, I got, looks like maybe somebody's already over there, because I got lights going off in here. All right. I will be back. See everybody in about 5 minutes over on Twitch. If you're not going to be there, then I will see you tomorrow.